Good morning, pals. Welcome back to 100 Miles, 100 Days on a $100 treadmill. I'm Tanya. We've got 8 more days to go till our trip to Disneyland. And what I do is we walk a mile on a treadmill. I edit that down to about 20 minutes so that you've got a good workout time to come along with me. And we talk about Disney, Disneyland, the upcoming trip, crafts I'm working on, like that shirt over there that I made. And yeah, it's good time. So come along, let's take a walk. All right, pals, you ready to get this going? Here comes the countdown. Come on, everybody, here we go. And let's ramp it up. Day 92. We only have 8 more days to go till Disneyland. Yeah, I'm excited. Got my fat cat Jim joining me today, sort of. I just love watching them in the background when I'm editing the video because I know that he's sitting there, but I can't see him in the monitor. And then when I do the editing back, I can see them moving around in the background. And it always cracks me up that, you know, if I edit something together and it's like they were there and then they're not, and they're stretching and then they're sleeping, and fun things to watch for in the background, I guess. So, yeah, I've been working diligently on getting my skirt done. Every time I do one of these skirts, I always forget that the stitching of the patch onto the skirt itself is what takes the longest. And I have given myself individual letters for the 100 days, 100 miles, $100 treadmill. And so every night I've just been sitting down and pop in a movie I've seen a billion times and stitch away for a couple of hours. And so hopefully I'll be able to get that done in the next 8 days. And I mean, I think I will. It's causing me a little bit of stress, but I mean, it's self-induced. So I want to have that cute skirt when I get there. So just got to do the work, just like everything else. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about is with the special ticketed event that we talked about yesterday, the 70 years of favorites. I wanted to show you, because what I did last night, of course, again, I was doing the research, so you don't have to, because I was up so late working on my skirt, I decided that I would go ahead and take screenshots of, or actually take videos of the wait times at different times of night during that show. So I'm going to go ahead and show those to you. And I'm going to open the Disneyland app. And it is just before 9 o'clock on the 5th. So we're going to open the book lightning lanes and tip board just to see what the standby lines look like during the after dark party tonight. And literally everything is at 5 minutes and a walk-on. Except for Haunted Mansion and Indiana Jones at 15, but still 15 minutes for Indiana Jones is a walk-on. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is at 10. Peter Pan's standard at 20 minutes, no matter what. Space Mountain, 20 minutes. Yep, we're gonna check this again in an hour, and I'm gonna predict that everything is gonna be down to 5 minutes. It's just past 10:30. We're gonna open up the Disneyland app and see what ride times look like now. Alice in Wonderland at 25 minutes, 5 minutes. The Big Thunder's at 10. 5, 5, 5. Haunted Mansion at 13, which is a walk-on. Indiana Jones at 25. Craziness. Everything's a walk-on. There are certain things that are closed. Obviously, Tiana's Bayou, Adventure, and then everything that is in Batu. Other than that, I mean, 5 minutes for the Matterhorn could be just getting off, running around, getting back on again. The ride times again at midnight. I'm watching someone as they're walking through Disneyland Live. It is so dead. All right, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 13 minutes, 25 minutes. It's like people are, man. How much would I love to be there right now? Space Mountain at 25. So people are probably trying to get in their last rides of the night. Big Thunder, 5 minutes. Ay, ay, ay. Looks like fun. So yeah, it got crazy yesterday with those times. And I was having so much FOMO. Oh my God. Chris and I were talking about it, and I was like, okay, so next year, we're going to plan to go to one of these after dark parties that happens in Disneyland that isn't like the top ones that sell out. So like Oogie Boogie happens over in DCA, and that's a huge thing. They run that for 2 months, more, 2.5 months. And it's great fun, but I would love to be able to go to one in Disneyland that doesn't sell out and just looks like that, where you can find quiet spots and front row seats at every show. It just looked like heaven. Just looked like heaven to be in the park after dark and nobody bumping into you, and plenty of space to walk around and enjoy yourself. While Chris and I were watching at one point, I said, the person that we were watching was outside of Pirates of the Caribbean, and I was like, oh my gosh, we could just be dancing right in the middle of the street right there and not hit one person. It would have been amazing. Okay, so one of the other things I wanted to show you is, I keep talking about like the stuff that I'm doing to get prepared for the trip. So I'm just going to show you some of the things that I do on a regular basis when I am going to Disney. So one of the things I do is I open up my weather app and I look at what Anaheim is doing without me. So today it's 75. It's going to top out at about 78. And if I scroll down a little bit, the weather app that just comes on my Android, I think it's the weatherchannel.com. I can look out at the 15-day forecast, which, since we're only 8 days away, this is going to include our whole trip. And scroll down and take a look at what the temperature is going to be looking like while we're down there. So we're going to get there on the 14th to Anaheim. So top of 85 that day. We're going to Disneyland on Sunday the 15th, a high of 84. Then we're taking the day off on Monday the 16th, and we're going to go back on Tuesday the 17th, which is showing a high of 81, and then coming home on Wednesday the 18th with a high of 80. So it's going to be in the low 80s the whole time that we're there. So I went ahead and bought a new, like, cute little tank top to wear with my skirt, because I figured it's going to be too warm for us at 80 degrees, coming from, it's been topping out at like 58 here, and when it's 58 degrees, we're outside walking around with our sweatshirts off. So 80 degrees is going to be like, Tiana's Bayou might look pretty good for getting soaked that day. What we have learned about Tiana's Bayou is that we always bring flip-flops. Put your flip-flops on, put your tennis shoes in your backpack. That way, because inevitably, like, everything else can get wet. Here's my biggest tip for riding Tiana's. Everything else can get wet, and you can be okay. Your shoes get wet, that can ruin a day. So rather than trying to bring things to cover up my shoes or anything like that, I bring my flip-flops, change into my flip-flops, and call it good. Because that's another thing that lounge flies are really good for, is they're made out of that faux leather, and it's water repellent, so you can get splashed pretty good and still everything in it still stay dry. So thumbs up for Loungefly, and I can fit my tennis shoes inside of them. So it's almost like they were designed by people who go to the parks. Okay, so with that cute tank top I was talking about, I got this sort of blue heather tank top that will match most of the blue that I made the patches. I made most of the lettering on the patches blue. And then I bought this little Mickey patch. He's an embroidered patch. And I'm going to just he's a heat transfer patch. So I'm just going to heat transfer him onto the front of the tank top so that it looks like a little monogrammed, what do you call that? With the little character on the pocket area. So it'll look like it was meant to be there and to go along with my skirt. So I think it'll end up being a lot, but it'll be cute. I can't wait for you guys to get in on the on the plans that we have that we're going to do while we're there. I think that some of the plans that we have, I think, are going to pan out pretty well. I don't want to like necessarily tell you all the surprises of what we're doing, because who knows once we get there if we're going to be able to execute any of them. The best I can tell you is that there will be some sort of 20-minute doing our 1 mile thing, and everything else from there is going to be gravy. Luckily, you know, Chris and I have been there so many times, and together we've been there so many times that I feel like we're going to be able to get some good footage for you guys and make some fun videos, and, you know, have that be the experience of the trip, rather than feeling like we're missing out on doing stuff. It'll be, you know, it'll be just a different focus. And I think we're figuring out how to make that a fun focus for us while we're there, and for you guys when we put those videos together. So yeah, one thing to remember on a day that something like the Food and Wine Festival is starting, I think that the festival, actually, let's go ahead and really look at this. Starting that recording again, opening the Disneyland app back up. Oh, hey, look, Food and Wine Festival. That's funny. So if we just scroll down to the park times for the day and we click on the fun wheel so that we get Disney California Adventure, and click right on where it says Disneyland California Adventure. There we go, today. And then we click from park hours to today. We'll show you where there's culinary demonstrations for food and wine. And under event details there is a link to click to get to the Food and Wine Festival. So this is taking us to the Disneyland .go website. And it'll give you all of the information about this festival, which I'm going to have to take some time to really look over this. I'll take the time to look over this tonight, and we'll come back tomorrow with more information. I know that Chris and I have been talking about getting the Sip and Savor Pass, which is good for, actually you see on that picture there, it's good for either it's good for either 4 or for 8 meals or samples. These are the places, the festival marketplaces that you can get the things, the locations, a map to show you where all of these Sip and Savor locations are. Oh, there we go. So each 4 entitlement Sip and Savor pass is $34. That's including tax. Each 8 entitlement Sip and Savor is $64, including tax. Magic key holders, can get those for a discount. So what we've talked about is we'll probably get an 8 entitlement and just share, because we don't necessarily tend to eat a lot while we're in the parks. We just kind of eat enough to keep us going. But yeah, I'll look at that a little bit more tonight and come back tomorrow with a better understanding of how that all works and be able to talk about that with you. There it is, 1 mile. It's clicked by there pretty fast, but good job, pals. All right, pals, fantastic job again today. Thanks for joining me for 100 miles, 100 days on a $100 treadmill. I'm standing inside of our tiny little greenhouse today because it's starting to rain. So I'm in here with our little baby palm trees, or palm tree empire. They're wearing the ears today. So thanks again. My name is Tanya, and thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, pals. A girl can dream. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, I know. Hold on a second. That's not going to get me where I want to be. My mom's calling, so I got to go.